But I assure you, L is real. I do exist. Now, try to kill me.
Hey there everybody! Today we'll be talking about the one death that shook the anime community before there ever was an anime community. I first watched Death Note when it was airing on TV, and I remember being utterly dazed when I saw L fall off his chair. I was a high school student at the time, and I was depressed for weeks and literally mourned for him. After that episode, I hated everything about the show. But now, I get it. And in this video, I want to explain why L had to die. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe for more, and let's get into it. From the first episode, we know that Light Yagami, aka Kira, has a Death Note, the ultimate weapon for mass murder. The supernatural aspect of possessing a Death Note is overwhelmingly a power imbalance in his favor. Nobody and nothing can get in his way. L, who already has some idea of this supernatural ability, very tactfully exposes him on their first confrontation and challenges him to kill him. We know, Light knows, and now L knows
we know
that there is a massive power imbalance in Light's favor. But as we go through the episodes, and L's deductive abilities help him survive every attempt of Light to kill him, we forget about this imbalance. But Light's wickedness, Misa's devotion to him, and Ren's inexplicable love for Misa.
In case you've forgotten, this Shinigami loves Misa. This Shinigami knows Light Yagami is the devil reincarnate, but instead of discreetly killing Light and saving Misa from so much future anguish, this Shinigami allows Misa to be manipulated by him, does his bidding, and in the end sacrifices her own life. In my humble opinion, this Shinigami is the wild card L could never account for,
causing our beloved genius to hear the bells and go into the light, reminding us of the massive disadvantage that L had from the very beginning, reminding us that even though L is the smartest guy in the room, that even though he has the highest authority, he is not the one with power, reminding us that as much as we are rooting for him, he is a mere mortal dealing with the supernatural. We can all agree that L is a genius. He has solved cases of international renown, and he is a top dog in the detective world. We are witness to his amazing intellect, his sociopathic demeanor, his quirks, and his ego. His confidence in his own intelligence is justified. It's his confidence in his control over others that does him in. He has all the authority, but he is not a leader by any means. He understands very well the emotions of his team members, but he constantly disregards them. He is fixated on one thing and one thing only: to solve this case that excites him to the bones and win this game between gods. L has this firm belief that he is playing with a genius on the other end, and he really wants this genius to be his main suspect, Light Yagami, because then he would be assured that his deductions are infallible, and that Light Yagami is this sinister psycho killer who takes tedious and thorough steps to be seen as an innocent teenager.
Truthfully, all this time I thought that you were Kira, and my entire case hinged on that fact. I guess I just can't get past the fact that my deduction was wrong. I won't be satisfied unless you're Kira. Well, there may be some truth to that. In fact, now that you mention it, you're right. I think I wanted you to be Kira.
In L's mind, Light is worthy of being Kira. L wants to be the one to prove his crime for the whole world to see, and then have him executed. L wants fulfillment, which goes away if the killer is someone other than Light.
He's going to sentence me to death? Sounds interesting.
Kira, I will hunt you down wherever you're hiding, and I will eliminate you. I am justice.
This ego versus ego dynamic is peak entertainment for the chase. But for Light to truly be convicted, for Light to truly lose, Light's ego needed to shatter. Only Nier is able to do that. Nier couldn't care less about Light Yagami. His sole concern was apprehending the killer and solving this case for what it is, a serial killer case.
You're just a murderer, Light Yagami. And this notebook is the deadliest weapon of mass murder in the history of mankind. And you have confused yourself with a god. In the end, you're nothing more than a crazy serial killer. That's all you are. Nothing more and nothing less.
When we are first introduced to Light Yagami, he is the ideal teenage citizen. He is a star athlete, a model student, a perfectionist. His thought process after finding the Death Note is the behavior that makes him a protagonist for the audience. He shows his devotion to his version of justice by taking it so seriously.
I don't want to think about it, but if I make one mistake, I might end up killing my own family.
His first ever kill of an innocent person would have been L. The name Lind L. Taylor is the first name on his Death Note that takes up so much space on the page, and even the handwriting is so emotionally charged. His scene confronting L gives us so much insight into his unhinged mind and initiates his villain arc. The righteous protagonist image is broken, and we now see that he is an egotistical maniac who calls himself a god.
I'm a hard-working honor student who's considered to be one of Japan's best and brightest. And I will become the god of this new world. I'm the one who will become the god of a new world that everyone desires. All those who would oppose that god, they are the ones who are truly evil.
Throughout the episodes, we see Light fit more into his villain role. He forces a reformed criminal to commit a bus hijacking for his own intent. He kills an entire FBI team who were all lawful citizens and the innocent fiancé just because they are in his way. L sees the evil behind these killings from the first episode, but we see it when L dies. We see the smile, we see the laugh, and we hate him for it. Light Yagami is no longer the obsessive student from the first episode. Light Yagami is a serial killer, and he feels the most pleasure in killing. His victim may have been a criminal. His victim may have been innocent. His victim may have done good for the world. His victim may have been a friend. But if Light decides that they are a sinner, they must die. And in their death, he finds glee. In contrast to the anguish of a true hero. L's death pushes Light to new extremes, as he can take on his role of Kira more openly. He irredeemably descends further and further into darkness, until no audience member is left guessing whether or not he is the villain. Death Note stands out as one of the rare series where a detective dies before resolving their case. L's death, aside from subverting expectations, also leaves us without closure. After L's sudden death, we are intrigued to see who will step into his shoes and whether Light's crimes will ever be exposed. Fortunately, our questions are answered immediately, and we are introduced to L's hand-picked successors, Nier and Mello. L, being the meticulous genius he was, had foreseen the possibility of his own demise and had made preparations for the transfer of the Kira case to them. It's also highly probable that L had always made such preparations for every single case that he worked on. This scenario of passing on the mantle is another reminder of L's mortality, weaving themes of succession into the story, reminding us that life is fleeting, and even though our favorite heroes may die, their legacy lives on. Nier and Mello play their parts in the Kira case, and we recognize them as worthy successors of L. These two geniuses bring their own unique methods, work together, solve the case, and conclude the series with Kira's long-awaited demise. These characters demonstrate that while heroes may meet their end, their influence and legacy endures. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Until next time, stay passionate and stay critical.